Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. If you're here today, you know Monday sucks, and it's the show that you come to every week. How's everyone doing? Today is pretty cool because we get to have our show on National Bourbon Day. But as you guys know, this show cannot happen without the man, the myth, the legend, my partner in crime himself, if I can bring him in, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yo,
Timmy!
what's good,
What's up,
buddy?
Timmy?
What's up, man? How you
Nothing
doing?
much. Nothing much. So let's see if this thing is gonna work.
All right, let's try
put
it
this
out.
deal, Richard. Let me see if I can go live, and then we'll bring you in so we can give the people what they want.
Gotta give people what they
Uh,
want. Gotta give them what they want.
got it. Monday. Let's go. Monday sucks.
Mondays suck.
Mondays
Ooh.
suck. National Bourbon Day. National
Ooh.
Bourbon Day. Details. Turn on my badge if somebody want to support.
That's weird.
This one here.
It's just now saying we're live.
All right. Let's see. So we are trying to go live on all of this. It's
all
working.
platforms.
It's working. So we are live at this moment. You guys are following us. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram today.
Oh, snap.
We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So this is Monday Sucks, National Bourbon Day. Let's see if I can get Timmy in. Let's go. Right. Let me see if I can have you in.
Here we go.
Are you in?
I'm over there.
Okay, so let me kill.
There we go. Let's
Let
turn
me
this
kill the
volume
mic.
down.
We're gonna
There we
kill the
go.
mic.
There we go.
Mic
I'm
is
over there.
killed. So
I'm
we
over
are
there.
here. Welcome. So we are everywhere. So if you're here, guess what? Today we did it and it works, right? We are broadcasting from Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I need an assistant. That's really what I need at this point because I have too many cameras I have to look at. Guys, welcome to Monday Sucks. This is the show we have here every Monday. If you're on YouTube, go give us a photo. Right? Subscribe. If you're on Facebook, put that heart there. And if you're here on IG, welcome. This is what we do. Welcome, everyone. I'm gonna try to manage this to the best of my ability and make sure that we actually have a show going. Call your mama, your baby mama, their baby mamas, and tell them it's Monday and Monday sucks, and we're here to have a good time. Thank you so much for popping in. So we are trying to get the people what they want. People said, I want to be able to see y'all everywhere. I don't always want to go on IG, or I want to go on YouTube, or I want to go on Facebook. Now you ain't got no excuse. You ain't got no excuse, bro. You ain't got no excuse.
I don't know how that platform works, or I don't know how to do this.
Don't worry about it.
We got you.
We got Jenkins Senior here, who always can never get anything going. So guess what? We got 3 platforms going on right now. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you want to have a good time and be on all 3, it's your call. What's up, Mike? Mike is on Facebook. We got everybody here. We are putting in the work. We are putting in the work. So we are here. We are making it happen. And no excuse on Monday. Yeah, that's somebody just saying no excuse on Monday. We are here for you. If you're watching this, you're on the right platform. Everyone that loved the bourbon, guess what day it is? What day it is?
Is it National Bourbon Day?
It is National Bourbon Day.
Oh my goodness.
National Bourbon Day today. Happy National Bourbon Day, Jolene. Thanks for joining. Happy National Bourbon Day. And today I want to talk about bourbon that have influenced us when we started in the industry, right? The hardest thing is that I feel like we got to a point in our lives now where we just taste shit, you know? We just taste stuff. And there is an African proverb that said, if you don't know where you're going, at least know where you come from. So if you don't know where you're going, at least know where you come from. So thank you so much for being
here. Thanks, Highlander. You're awesome, buddy.
Thanks for
Appreciate you.
supporting the channel. You guys makes my heart full. I promise you. One of these days, I'm gonna wear a suit and I'm gonna say, "IG Badge bought me the suit, and I look better than a government check." So I appreciate every single one of you that are here. If you're on YouTube, welcome. Right? If you're on Facebook, welcome. So it's National Bourbon Day. We're having a good time here. Pull out your bourbon, and we're about to have a good time. Make sure you pull the bourbon. Let's go back to the beginning, right? To the beginning, to really remind us where we came from. So, Tim, tell the people, what was your first bourbon experience? What was your first bourbon experience?
I would say, well, I mean, my very first bourbon experience was when I was like 21.
Okay.
So I'll tell two stories. I'll tell the very first story, and then I'll tell the most recent story. Well, not the most recent story, but anyway, I was 21. I was newly 21. I was at my friend Tony's house, and his uncle had a handle of 1959 Old Crow, and had the tax strip and everything. That was the thing that stood out to me the most, because he was like, "Yeah, open that up and drink it."
Uh-oh.
It was like, I was like, "No, I can't do that. It's still sealed. I can't." He goes, "F that, open it up." And I was like, "Okay.
Open it up, bro."
And I just remember I was like, "Yeah, this is good, but you know, drinking some of the vintage bourbon that I've had, I wish I could go back and drink that now, because I feel like I would appreciate it a whole lot more." But that's definitely something that stuck out to me a whole lot and kind of shaped me, I guess you could say, to the person there's no excuses, open a bottle and share it with somebody. So
that is true.
That's I think that kind of shaped me to be the way that I am. And then I would say,
Tim, if you can do me a favor, reduce the volume on your thing. Move it from your speaker, from your phone. Move it a little bit from your computer speaker so it doesn't.
Is my phone too loud?
I think I could hear it, but
okay.
they're saying, they say had to fix. Everybody have to adjust the volume. So if you're here,
I'm so sorry,
and the volume is too much, reduce your volume a little bit, and then we
I don't know how. I just won't talk so loud. How about that? I won't talk so loud. And the very first barrel pick I ever got to go on was for New Riff. I still got a little bit left. This was, I think, 2018. Yeah, this was November 2018.
First barrel pick with my sign on it.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Hood Sommelier right now on let me see. Let me adjust the camera. Let's see. Hood Sommelier on the first pick I've ever been on.
There you go.
Let me see. Let me adjust that and see if I can get the people to see. You gotta
get the people on the Instagrams too.
Yeah. So Hood Sommelier. Y'all can see that. Right here. Yep.
There it is.
Yep. Right here. Perfect.
There you go.
You can see Hood Sommelier. That was my first pick. It was also New Riff for some reason. Everybody's on New Riff. So
yeah, I would say that was probably one of the most memorable things, because I must have asked for a good 2 years to get on a barrel pick. I mean, it's not like it is now. You could pretty much call up your friend and be like, "Hey man, I heard you're gonna go pick a barrel tomorrow. You need someone?" to go, "Yeah, sure." Back then, 2017, 2018, it was hard. It was super hard to get on a barrel pick. You had to know somebody that knew somebody that greased the wheels, that did a favor.
Oh yeah. And that's actually one of the craziest thing about barrel picks as well. We'll get to that. You have to understand, barrel pick is no longer a privilege.
Nope.
So
it's not special anymore.
Today I've announced, I put there with my post, today was a good day to announce that I got my pin and I'm officially a WSCT certified in spirit level 2. The craziest thing is, when I was studying spirit, it was weird to see it on a technical part. And then you start going, why would anybody just take anybody off the street to come do a barrel pick when this is actually that important? Where your thing, this thing is like thinking about endorsing something, putting your name on something. You can just have everybody do it, right? It got to be special, right? It got to be special. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for the congratulations messages. I appreciate it. I'm just one man trying to do a little something of a little something while I'm still growing. Like I said today, I'm a learner. I'm a student of the art.
Sure, man.
When it comes to whiskey, tequila, cognac, anything, yes, I'm certified, but I'd love to learn. I'm still learning. Hell, I am still learning about gin. I literally took my time to know all the botanicals that go into gin, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a big deal. Gin is a whole different story to get into. But today is not about gin. It's about bourbon. So let's talk about bourbon.
So what's something that we could say kind of shaped you and molded you to be who you are now when it comes to bourbon? What's something that stands out the most?
I will tell you
Let's
right
say,
now,
what are the two things that stand out the most? Let's do that since I did two.
to shape me into who Hood Sommelier is today.
Absolutely.
When it came to the whiskey world, the one thing that shaped me really was the camaraderie, right? Because you realize I have the same feeling when I do. It's gonna shock you guys. Crazy thing. I'm a obstacle run guy. I love obstacle runs.
Hell yeah,
mud runs. Like this is like,
hell yeah.
It may be a secret, but if you're on my personal Instagram, that's literally what I do for fun. And I gained all the weight in COVID because I couldn't do that. Because the craziest thing, most people that know me, that's what I train for. Most people train to actually, go do a competition and whatnot. Give me mud, give me crazy obstacle, give me fire, give me all the craziness, and I'll jump in. I love mud runs, literally. Mud runs. So I used to have that in camaraderie because I met so many new people when I was doing mud runs because we just share mud runs in common. So I would travel all around the state. I'm what I call when Warrior Dash was a thing. I'm a super warrior because I just go to like all the state in the Midwest and I will compete. And my goal is to be in the top 10 when it comes to Warrior Dash, so I can actually just have a good time.
Sure.
So the camaraderie when it comes to that part of me, craziest thing, somebody's mentioning the mud run that we have here in Nebraska. I've done them all. 5K ran the hard way, where you would take alcohol. In the middle of the run, we do it in the vineyard and alcohol, and of course the Mozilla, which is all here, and you cry by the time you're done. But when I came into whiskey, the camaraderie, right? I mean, of course, there is snakes and assholes everywhere, but the camaraderie, right? I wouldn't have met you if you weren't because of whiskey. There's so many people I know now that I can call on a first name basis because of whiskey. Like I can sit in the same room at these people and go, hey, we are friends because we share, whiskey or cigars. Drew Estate is here, cigars together, right? That's a common thing. So the camaraderie is one. The second thing is knowledge. The second thing is really knowledge. Because once you think you know something, somebody from somewhere is going to blow your mind with something else.
Happens
and
every day.
The whiskey industry is so vast, and even the bourbon itself is so vast that there's no way you can make it by not always picking something from somebody, right?
Sure.
Hell, I think I spent an hour on Saturday just talking about the legs on a whiskey. Like we literally are sitting here talking about the legs. Like this person is like a scientist, and they're going off about the legs of the whiskey, how slow. And I'm like, you know what? That's another fascinating thing. I remember when I was in Kentucky one time, I had a conversation about someone about grains.
Sure.
Everybody think about like the episode I posted about Four Roses, about yeast. I had to read about yeast.
Oh yeah.
So the knowledge that you acquire, the random facts that you know is just so big that it shaped me. And I wanted, that's why I don't allow any bullshit on my page.
Sure.
You want to bully, you want to talk shit to people, you want to get on it. That's not what we're here for. Get the fuck out. Right?
Yep. Yeah, man.
Second thing is we're here to learn. So if you say something that is inaccurate, I will be the guy that will slide in your DM and say what you say. And also, I'm the same way. I got caught guys, here's what you guys don't know. When I post something from YouTube, like I have episode coming, I'm recording 6, 7, 8 episode in one day. Right? So by episode 5, your man is fucked. I am fucked up. Half of the time I'm drunk. So y'all need to congratulate me when you see me on some of these episodes and I'm slurring some of my words, is because I've already recorded 6 or 7 episodes before that. So by the time I get to that episode, it's like, you know what? And the worst one is, if you guys haven't seen it, go on my YouTube and watch the one about Parker Heritage. Parker Heritage. I was so tired from recording all day. Literally, all I did is I literally keep saying it's rye spice, and I kept saying this rye is so good when it was a bourbon.
I remember that.
I was so.
I remember
I was already drunk and I couldn't do it. But guess what? I suffer for y'all. This is love right here. I suffer so y'all don't have to. So, those are the two things that truly shaped me when it came to when it truly came to the bourbon, bourbon in general. So I want to go through and I want you guys to tell me if you can actually take, right? We're gonna start with Tim here, but if you're on IG, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, here's the deal. If you can actually take one bourbon with you for half a year, right? For 6 months, you got one bourbon that you have to drink. What will it be?
Damn, that's a really good question.
6 months. You have access to no bourbon.
No bourbon.
You got one bourbon that you have to drink.
You can keep buying that one bourbon though, right?
Oh, you keep buying it. You have a limited supply of that one bourbon. What will it be? Thank you, Tampa Bourbon Boys. Thank you. One bourbon that you would drink for 6 months. Somebody say Widow Jane. Somebody saying Current Production. So that bourbon is not here yet. Okay.
Okay. Here's one more question.
We have Weller Special Reserve. Yeah.
If I pick something that changes the batches, can I drink the different batches for 6 months?
No.
Or do I have to drink that one batch?
That one.
Damn. Okay.
Somebody here on IG is saying that they will do rare breed. Somebody said they will do 9 banded.
I know what I would do.
Okay. Rare breed.
Jim Beam single barrel.
Okay.
The thing is delicious, man. It's like $23-24 in my area. It's 108 proof.
Okay.
And it is a big bold bourbon, and I don't think I could get bored of at all.
Okay. We have Elijah Craig, 12 years. We also have McKenna. Here we have Smoke Wagon Uncut.
I agree. A rare breed is a solid answer. I can't disagree with that one.
Yeah. So, for me,
yeah. What are you on?
It's gonna shock everyone.
Dang. Okay. I would drink that for 6 months straight.
I would drink this. This is on Jesus. I would drink this every day for 6 months.
I could get behind that for sure.
This is what I would drink for 6 good months. You can let me have it. So as a matter of fact, to commemorate the first bourbon that we put on top of our list. Look at me. I went and picked the brand new one. No, I have one that is not open. That is not.
Oh, I'll drink it. I'll drink it with you, buddy.
This is literally the thing I would drink for 6 months. It's not gonna bother me any to be drinking it every day. Let me see. Let me grab an open one.
This is my last open one. I'm gonna try to find one more, but
the last one?
Yeah, this is number 3. I'm gonna try to find one more, but we'll see what happens.
Let me see.
Oh my god. I really want to try that 13-year Russell's Reserve.
Oh, the Russell
barrel proof.
when I get it, if I get it before thing, I'm coming into town. I'll bring you a sample.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Hello.
I
hello,
was
hello.
gone. I was gone when it dropped, and I was not in a very popular national whiskey location. I was in a very big Montana whiskey location. I got to try a lot of really cool Montana whiskey, but as far as national brands go, nowhere to really be found.
This is what I'm starting National Bourbon Day with. Wild Turkey 17. That'll be the bourbon I will drink every day for 6 months. That's how I had to decide what's the first bourbon I'm going to drink today. So, absolutely.
Cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, guys. What are you drinking tonight? Let's start. What are you guys drinking tonight? What are you currently drinking?
Man, you know, I love how deep and complex this is. It's like it goes one way, and then it comes back the other way, and then it goes straight back. Oh man, you get all those you get those earthy notes, you get the sweet notes, you get the aged notes.
It's like going on a journey.
It really is, though.
This right here is like going. What are you guys drinking tonight? Jim Beam Black, sweet wheat. What are you guys drinking? Oh, Stag. Somebody's drinking Stag.
Nice.
Guys, this Wild Turkey, and I'm not even a turkey head, but when it comes to Wild Turkey Master, all the master collection.
They can't. I agree.
I would tell on God, they cannot do wrong by me. This right here is probably this is it. When it comes to what bourbon I'm looking for, spice, flavor, density, complexity, coat your mouth like an invader. He takes it all. Right here. Look at this color. Guys, this
sticks to the glass.
Look at this color.
I like how it sticks to the glass, man. It sticks to the glass like it sticks to the palate.
It's all over.
Jack, can we talk about the glass that you're using?
Yes.
I'm very curious here.
So the glass that I'm using is from Wonders of Whiskey.
Okay.
And it's a tulip glass.
Okay. It looks like it's a combination of a Coppola and a Glencairn.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a tulip glass. I love it because it brings out all the notes up, right?
Sure.
So when I nose it, I can actually rotate it really quickly. The other thing is, ester-wise, if I want to, I drink out of it specifically when I already have something I'm used to.
Sure.
But I actually want to bring out new esters out of it. So I let it roll like a wine, and I just come in.
Yeah.
And it's just, whoa, it's just beautiful. It bring you new notes that you haven't even thought about. So this is actually my favorite glass right now. I love my own glasses, but this right here is a shit. Just beautiful.
Agreed.
So actually, I believe Just Whiskey is the one who turned me into a turkey fan.
There you go.
Because I didn't. Wild Turkey have had this connotation in my mind about the dive bar, the weird cocktails and whatnot. So by studying, again, we're talking being a student of the art. By studying, I actually found out that there is a following of Wild Turkey on Dusty's. There's also a following of Wild Turkey on the Master Collection and other ones. So really came out of just pure curiosity and education. So
there's also a huge following of lot codes. So like if you read, you can read the lot code. I don't think you can see the one on here, but decoding the lot code, and certain batches have some older older distillate in it or some, older special barrels or whatever. Yeah, that's a lot of fun too. Yeah. Wild Turkey though, Wild Turkey's a ride, man. Like, because there's so much going on. You have your, like you said, you have your high end stuff with Master's Keep, and then the everyday drinking stuff, and then the well stuff. Their well. I would say Wild Turkey 101 is such a great well bourbon.
Everybody talk about Wild Turkey 101.
And it's like, cheap and it's delicious.
It's the greatest bottle on the planet. But the funny thing is I have to be in the mood for Wild Turkey.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
I love it. I can drink it every day, but I almost have to be in the mood for it.
Mm.
So the funny thing is I have a bunch of rare breeds, but I don't go towards that. Mine is always the Master Collection, Revival, what do you call it? Something else.
Wow, drawing a blank here.
Yeah.
Decades, Revival, 17.
Decade Revival, and this one.
Yeah.
Those are my all-time
Decades. Decades is still, I think, my favorite.
Truly.
I really like that whiskey a lot.
So what are you guys drinking? If you're drinking, so I had Wild Turkey, I had Texas Barrel Proof, we had Parker Heritage Batch 8. Thanks for joining us today. If no matter where you are, you can see us, and we hope to do it moving forward. You can see us on IG. If you're on YouTube, you can see us. You can see us on Facebook. So no matter where you are, you can see us. Somebody apparently started this thing and put mellow corn. Whiskey Patea woke up and chose violence this morning. One actually start, Wild Turkey Diamond anniversary. Yeah, that's also a bottle.
Oh, the Diamond is a great bottle too.
Yeah, it's a bottle that I have, but I actually never opened. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I've had it. I actually bought it on my way from Europe.
Okay. I would, if you like this 17 here, I would encourage you to get into that one because I think you would enjoy it just as much.
Nice.
I like mellow corn, man. I know it gets a lot of flack, but I like it. It's
you can't like mellow corn too much. Mellow corn needs to start signing checks, then we can really love it. Right now we like it.
I like it. I think it's a great bourbon for a price. I was actually able to find some when I was in Montana. So I was winning there, and it was only $12 in Montana, which I was super surprised about because almost everything was way overpriced. Damn, it's a good whiskey.
It is. You cannot go wrong. You definitely cannot go wrong with this one. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Happy National Bourbon Day.
Happy National Bourbon Day.
Cheers to everybody.
Drinking bourbon. We are enjoying it.
Oh, man.
So now that we talk about the bourbon we can drink every day, let's talk about something that is more or less for the new people walking into the bourbon industry.
Sure. I think this is a great question. This is I think this is a great.
What is the biggest misconception when it comes to bourbon for you? What do you believe is the biggest misconception?
For me, what do I think of this? Hey, you need to drink blends.
Okay.
The amount of people that I find losing their mind and wasting their time to find a bottle of blends and spending too much money, it really bums me out. And the thing that bums me out even more is that those same people aren't willing to listen to actually find something that's attainable and delicious at the same time. So I think that's the biggest misconception, that you need to drink it, and that you can only drink that.
Okay.
What about you?
All right. And you guys can comment also on the biggest misconception when it comes to
whiskey is smooth.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That hurts when people say that.
Let me put this one up on the screen.
Man, I cannot stand.
For me, the biggest misconception is bourbon comes from Kentucky.
Oh, that's the biggest one. I would say across the board, that's the biggest one for sure.
So bourbon can only be from Kentucky. For me, that's probably the biggest misconception when it comes to people. And I think the reason why most people are usually confused is because Tennessee has their own name for Tennessee whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, most people will always say bourbon comes from Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember I was in Chicago and I got in a cab. We started talking. I think we were driving like a few blocks. The guy's like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm in the whiskey industry. I drink bourbon, blah blah blah." And I don't know how he got on it. And he goes, "Yeah, well, it has to come from Kentucky." And I was like, "No." And he was like going back and forth with me, and I was like, "Man, all right, that's fine. You can."
I know what I'm talking about, and the
you can be right.
It's a no for me.
It's a no for me, man.
No.
Okay, somebody else said, there's two things people said on Instagram that I want to highlight as well. Unicorns are worth the price.
Fuck that. That my answer to that will be fuck that. That's not true.
And then somebody else said Geo Flint. I can't read it because I'm Geo Flint. It looks like, or Geo Lint. I can't tell.
No, that's Jolene. What's up, Jolene?
Is it?
Yeah, Jolene. Yeah.
Oh well, shit, man. Hello. Neat ice. It doesn't matter. Drink it however the heck you want. It doesn't matter how you want to drink it. Yeah, it does not.
Because let's be honest, right? Just to challenge you a little bit, whiskey, Peter. The question I actually have is, who defined this as a unicorn?
Yep.
Who defined something as a unicorn so it could be worth its
sure.
price?
Sure.
So I think for me, like you say, your misconception is everybody needs to drink Blantons. My biggest misconception when it comes to bourbon, I believe is everybody thinks bourbon has to come from Kentucky,
right?
And we've got something. The unicorns are personal. That's true.
Cigars and Scotch said, "You saved me from posting way too much for a bottle of Weller." Good. I'm glad we can do that for you. Glad we can do that for you. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Somebody say EW is amazing. Is under $20. I think the third misconception when it comes to bourbon is good bourbon has to cost an arm and a leg.
Sure.
Right.
Not true.
A good bourbon has to cost an arm and a leg, and the answer is no. The answer is 100% no. That'll be a no today. It's a no for me tomorrow. And this is coming from somebody who bought for a whole year, bought secondary.
Yeah.
Spent almost a mortgage in secondary.
Yeah.
And I know because I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt, stamp, all of it. When I discovered Evan William Bottle and Bond, the one I posted today, it was quite interesting. Because that was the first bourbon that I picked up myself. No one actually told me to pick it up. And I drank it. And I was like, the devil is a liar. There is no way this bottle is $14.99 and it tastes this good.
Yeah, I agree.
So there is a bunch of bourbon, obviously, that ranges. But somebody said I was on TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. I was on TikTok the last time, and somebody said there should be no way a bourbon should be worth more than, there should be no bourbon that should be worth more than $300.
Yeah.
Right? And
I would agree with that.
That's a bold statement to make, but somewhere it is true. Because let's go to the top 3 considered unicorn in the market and let's see their prices. Pappy 23, what's the retail?
I think it's $2.99.
Okay. Weller William LaRue, what's the retail?
Maybe $150 tops.
No,
it's like between. Well, it tops like
$129.
I've seen it go for more. Okay, so the retail is $128. Okay,
$129 is retail, and I bought mine last year at $129.
Okay.
Uh, let's go to the third one. Blanton straight from the barrel, which is considered a high end as well. What's
$100.
that?
$100,
What?
$150. I don't know what the American retail is for.
American retail is actually 149, 159. I think it's almost 169. That's because when you convert it is 130 pounds, so that's about almost $200. So 199. So I took the top three that people will run for, right? People will tackle a kid, push an old lady on the street to be able to get this bottle, right? Truth is, none of those are over 300, right? Let's go.
Kevin's got a really good question. Over on Instagram, he says, "Just a question for argument: why is Scotch allowed to be $1,000 and bourbon can't be high priced?"
So we have to go by cost.
Sure.
So, what do you call it? We have to go by cost. Cost-wise, barley tend to be quite expensive versus actually corn. That's one. Two, usually aging process and protocol are quite strict when it comes to Scotch. So you can't just come after 2 years and just say I made something great. There is a lot of scrutiny and criticism, but
it has to be at least 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, 3 years minimum. But does that mean that bourbon originally at retail was 1,000? That's also the question, right? Question.
Sure.
So that bourbon, you see the price now, but what's the true retail? That's also another thing we have to, no one is selling a 4-year-old Scotch for $2,000. Yeah, that's true. So we have to also we have to look at perspective, right? But also, yes, Scotch also have its problem. But today is National Bourbon Day. So that's why we're talking mainly about bourbon. We are going to come to Scotch because I got a lot to say when it comes to Scotch. But I don't want to detract from our subject today, which is bourbon, right? It's National Bourbon Day. I really want to bring awareness, right, to what bourbon and misconception is, because more American consume bourbon. So obviously, let's talk about it. So in the spirit that good bourbon has to come from Kentucky, what is the one non-Kentucky bourbon that you love?
Oh,
one non-Kentucky bourbon that you enjoy. Non-Kentucky.
Probably the thing I'm sipping on right now.
Okay. That's kind of cheating because that's Indiana. You guys are neighbors.
So I can't pick an Indiana.
Give me one bourbon that is not Kentucky related, maybe not even Indiana, because believe it or not, I love my Lee St. Clair. So Lee St. Clair is my favorite.
Great whiskey.
But that's Indiana.
Woodinville barrel strength single barrels that they were putting out. Not the stuff that's come out recently.
And I don't want it to be, I also don't want it to be MGP.
No.
The reason why I don't want it to be MGP, because MGP is literally a cheat sheet. You can do what you want. Give me one that actually is your favorite. So we got Smoke Wagon.
Woodinville cask strength. Smoke Wagon doesn't count either.
Yeah,
Smoke Wagon's MGP.
Woodinville is good.
I love Woodinville cask strength. I had an 8-year-old cask strength about 4 years ago, and it just blew my mind. It was fantastic.
What are you talking about? I have a Woodinville cask strength finish in an Ardbeg barrel.
You told me about this one. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, blow your mind.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, I know a few people are going to come to me and tell me about Chattanooga.
What is your thought on 20
and I
plus
do not
year
want to
old?
be an asshole. So, and you can run and tell that when it comes to Chattanooga.
So Graybeard Leaf and Grain over here on Instagram says, what are your thoughts on 20 plus year old bourbon? when it's stated that after 12 years, bourbon has pulled all of the notes in the char and starts to get woodside and oaky, or woodsy and oaky.
I mean, somebody told me one time, good bourbon is good at 15 years. That's it.
Sure.
After that, you are rolling the dice. So
I mean, I've had some great extra age stuff. You know, we're drinking this Wild Turkey 17-year. I have some 14-year-old, some 16-year-old, some 15-year-old. That's just all good. But yeah, I would definitely agree with you. Past 15 years, you're rolling the dice for sure.
Yeah, because actually, I had a chance to have Pappy 15, 20, 23. Very old Pappy that somebody pulled out of somewhere, and I would tell you, I'll still come back to the 15.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still come back to the
15. I did have a 20-year-old Stitzel-Weller that I thought was spectacular. But you know,
that is someone. Clyde May is not bad.
I've had older Pre-Fire Heaven Hill that surprised the shit out of me. Hey, I can't disagree with you on that one. I've had some old Heaven Hill that definitely surprised me as well. Knob 15, that was another great whiskey. That thing rang my bell.
But you guys are straying away from the question. The question is, give me a non-Kentucky.
Woodinville all day long.
Woodinville, that's
Woodinville all day long. Yep, all day long.
For me, a bourbon that shocked me that was non-Kentucky.
Okay, there you go.
Chicago.
I actually enjoyed that thing quite a bit too. That was a tasty bourbon.
Chicago.
I have a bottle of it around here somewhere. But yeah,
Chicago. Obviously, we have Balcones from Texas. Somebody's saying Balcones from Texas.
Sure.
Somebody say a lot of people are saying Woodinville. Nice. Fay Ranch is from Texas.
Garrison Brothers,
obviously.
I'm not crazy about Garrison Brothers, but hey, way to go, you man.
I will tell you something. When it comes to Garrison Brothers, you have to actually get into their small batch and their single barrel.
Okay. I had a single barrel that I thought was fantastic, but
Garrison, the problem with Garrison Brothers is it is sharp. It could be sharp. So you can,
it's most of the stuff I had is oaky and tannic and ashy, and I have a really hard time picking anything else out from it besides that.
Somebody asked the question about Breckenridge in Colorado. Breckenridge actually was one of the first bourbon that I actually had to try that when I was experimenting about outside Kentucky bourbon. So Chattanooga. All right, let's talk about Chattanooga.
Let's talk about Chattanooga.
So Chattanooga, where do I start? Have you ever had Chattanooga?
That's a good place to start. Have you ever had it?
No. Have you ever had it?
Have I had it? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like it.
Okay. This is the first time you're going to hear me talk trash about a whiskey. and the reason why is I believe in consistency.
Sure.
So no shade to Chattanooga whiskey, even though I believe they owe me $80, $79.99 they owe me. And this is because of this experimental mead thing that they came up. Here's my problem. Here is my problem with Chattanooga. Why Chattanooga whiskey? Why do you believe that you need to make us guinea pigs of shit that you experiment on? That's my first question.
Yeah.
Because
there's a couple other brands that are doing that too.
Correct. Any distillery that I know keep their experimental at the distillery,
and they let you know that it's an experiment.
Correct.
Full disclosure. They're like, this is an experiment. Enjoy it and let us know what you think.
They don't even promote it.
No.
You have to come to the distillery to have it. Can someone explain to me why Chattanooga believe that if they find a curacao, a honey, a mead, a whatever barrel. They can throw their whiskey in there, which is quite young still, and say, you know what? You spend your money, you try it, and guess what? If you don't like it, fuck you. That's it. That's my first problem with Chattanooga whiskey.
Sure.
That's one.
Sure.
But if you have it to be the first in the case, it goes huge. So what's the other thing that annoys me with Chattanooga? I've tried the 111 and I've tried the what you call it. I have it here just to show you guys that I'm not talking out of my ass, because I don't talk about a brand unless I spend my hard-earned money, and emphasis on hard-earned money, to put into this brand to see what is it that is going to be. This will show you how much money I've spent on Chattanooga.
Oh man,
this is no joke. It's no joke. Chattanooga.
That's the 91.
91. Okay? So I'm not talking just out of my ass right now. Chattanooga specs in Texas, barrel strength, 117. And Chattanooga, 1816 reserve Solera barrel. And on the corner there, because I cannot muster the courage, to throw it away, the Chattanooga mead barrel that was there.
Are they open? Oh,
right here, open, 1816. I have the other one open there. And I will tell you right now, don't use me as an experiment. Bourbon Jeepers, you woke up and chose violence, didn't you? Okay, fine, no problem. But just to let you know, that's the reason why Chattanooga and I have an issue.
Sure.
I don't believe is probably the greatest one out there. Eventually, I believe they're gonna come up with some stuff, and it's gonna be good. I will tell you right now. For now, it's a no for me.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yes. For now, it's a no for me. So there's not a lot of whiskeys that I will say no to, but Chattanooga is one of them.
Okay.
I will say no to Chattanooga.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
So, somebody want to know what's it? Do I like Old Tub? And I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, someone thought it might be good. That's really what I feel like. You know, it's one of those things where I sit there and I go, you know, let live 10. I see the apricot brandy, the port, and the European cast are quite nice. So it must be for somebody, because obviously Whiskey Spectre love it.
Yeah.
But again, we all have different palates. So for that reason, but that's a Jim Beam product. I don't believe so. Chattanooga is not a Jim Beam product. No. No, sir. No, sir. That's not a Jim Beam product. Not at all.
No.
They want to know if Chattanooga wasn't the one that also did some blueberry finish or something. That's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like they're turning us into entertainment.
Did you see what Ben Maddox said over on Facebook?
Okay, everybody's gonna go on about Old Tub. Okay, fine. Let's talk about Old Tub.
You want to talk about Old Tub?
So okay, before we talk about Old Chub, here's what I would say. One whiskey that is cheap enough that you believe is good enough all day, every day. You don't care. You can buy it all day, every day. What will it be?
JTS Brown Bottled and Bond.
JTS Bond is bottled and bond. Okay. All right. JTS Brown Bottled and Bond. What is one whiskey that you buy all day, any day, that you actually will have no problem with?
What about you?
I will be honest. Elijah Craig, Evan William, Bottled and Bond, all day, every day. That somebody's saying, "Oh, granddad, Old Tub is solid, but I prefer it." Evan William, Bottled and
Evan
Bond.
Williams,
Yeah,
great, man.
Evan William is old overhauled. Old overhauled.
Mm-hmm.
Old overhauled. We forgot about old overhauled. That is one. Old overhauled. Evan William Bottled and Bond is winning right now. Everybody is on Evan William Bottled.
It's a great product.
You can't go wrong. You know, old granddad Evan Williams single barrel. Yep, that's another good one. So I feel like Heaven Hill kind of take the lead on good bourbon that are affordable.
Agreed.
Because
100%.
the craziest thing is, I look at, their big mark, when we have to say the competitor. So
Sure.
we are going to, let's go to Old Forester, right? Or Woodford, Old Forester or Woodford. And if you go to, okay. I always say, somebody said they would take Wild Turkey 101 because that's affordable as well.
Was that an Instagram comment?
Yes. And he's
I'm
also
going to close out of Instagram really quick because I'm not getting the comments.
That's because every time you actually reset, it will come back. But yeah, you can come back in. Evan William single barrel all day. Russell 10 is one of them.
Russell's 10, I would say, is super underrated.
Heaven Hill has the full.
That's a great.
It does it for a reason. Yeah. So, yeah, Alan Bishop is saying that Heaven William has the following. It does it for a reason, to make sure that people come in.
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's the reason why. So let me see.
Yeah, Kevin, I can't disagree with you, man. Russell's 10-year for $25. Solid whiskey. Solid whiskey, right, man.
Okay. We are on old Extra 99. Yeah, Jim Beam is Old Tub is a Jim Beam product.
Yeah,
that is true. But a lot of Heaven Hill product. I they have the capacity. They can Cooper's Craft.
If we're talking about Cooper's Craft 100, I agree.
Okay.
100%.
Thank you, Jolene. Happy National Bourbon Day. Thanks for coming on.
Bye, Jolene. Love you.
It. 1792 small batch. Somebody's saying 1792 small batch. For me, definitely Evan William, but that's because I love my wheat. I love the oat. I will tell you right now, honestly, Alan needs to stop making this by the gallon. For real. Yeah. Buffalo Trace is under 20, is solid. But the regular Buffalo Trace, how much is it? It's not under 20.
Depends on your region.
Okay.
Like here it's 22, 23. It depends on where you're at.
Okay. I never bought a regular Buffalo Trace. I've always bought a pick. So I don't know what
I just do stuff.
Alan is crazy. He said I just do stuff. And he's switching from Facebook to IG to for 130 sometime. Yeah, so that's one thing. What is one bourbon you can buy every day, but you wish you can have all the time?
I can't buy every day
because it's just not affordable, right? We went from the affordable one, where you can buy it every day, but
It'd probably be a 4-gate.
4-gate.
It'd be a
Okay.
4-gate or an Old Carter. In
Okay.
fact, it would be Old Carter, the American batch 5.
How about not source? Straight from the
Not
distillery.
sourced? Straight from the distillery. Okay. Unsourced whiskey.
Somebody say Weller proof, foolproof. Somebody say apparently I like special stuff. Parker heavy charred. That's a good one.
I will semi agree with that. Jim Beam did a
Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Jim Beam did a special Masters collection where it came in this big leather box that slid open.
We got BTAC here.
William LaRue.
We got.
Man, it's hard. There's a lot of really great whiskey out
barrel
there.
Pick, okay. E.H. Taylor single barrel, okay. All fits 15. Okay. What will be yours? Like one that somebody say, you know what, for you is free every time. Is very, you can't afford it, but it's free every time. You can have a pour anytime you want.
Oh man.
All fits is one. E.H. Taylor 4 grain.
Heavy char bourbon was pretty damn good.
Heavy char is amazing.
That's the
only Parker that I paid close to secondary for, and I did not care because I just love it so much.
Yeah.
Did somebody say Weller single barrel?
I think somebody did.
Weller single barrel though?
There's a couple things that people said, and I'm kind of like, huh? Because they're not.
Four Roses is small guy. Okay.
Four Roses, the small batch 2016 blew my mind. I would drink that every day. That was really good.
I'll be honest. If I could drink something every day, and money was irrelevant, and it will become like my regular. I got 2 that are on my list, and I hate to say that it is really, all in the same distillery, but I would drink Weller William LaRue every day, right? But more than anything, I would drink E.H. Taylor barrel proof any day. Like those will be the 2 that I would drink every time.
People are saying I'm echoing, and I don't know how to fix that. So
I don't know either.
My apologies. I have 2 different platforms going, just like Jack does. We have 3 different platforms going. I have headphones in for Facebook and YouTube, and I have no headphones over here. So, and if you did text me, I also have no way to respond to you because my phone's over here and my laptop's right here. So
they say go from mono to stereo, team.
I don't know how to do that either. So
anywho, truly, the reason I was asking that is because if you really think about it, is we have these bourbon that we wish you can have. You always wish you can have. And if somebody really called you and say, hey, this is yours, you can have it, right? What would you pick, right? And the craziest thing is that's the same way. That's the same way that I actually, that's the same way that let me see here. That's the same way that I actually function, as I know in my head already what I'm going to come after.
Sure.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Somebody, here's the funny thing. Some people would just buy it because it's worth a certain amount. Yeah. So that's really what it is. But I know when BTAC comes, I always want by order Weller William LaRue. Somebody said Booker's Rye. And that's also true. Booker's Rye.
That's a good bottle.
Now tell me, what is one bottle that you have that you just never opened? Like it just happened that you just never opened it. Like you're gonna eventually open it, but
probably my Elijah Craig single barrels because I have so many of them. I buy one and I put it in the collection. I buy one, put it in the collection. There's probably like 15 or so down there that aren't open that I know that I'm going to get to eventually. But yeah, it'd probably be those.
You know, you want to know the funny thing?
Hmm.
So yeah, to be safe, port, yeah, the 1792 port, I have it too. I never opened it because truly, it really didn't matter. I just never actually, because truly, that was probably the luckiest, I would say, offer somebody ever give me, and this was on a secondary market.
Sure.
This person was selling his 1792 single barrels. And when I told him, I said, oh, I'm a fan of 1792, we started chatting and he gave me his number. And he said, call me. And there's this older guy in Texas. And we started talking and he asked about where I'm from and all that. Remember the camaraderie, right? One of those craziest things where, the camaraderie. And we were chatting. And he goes, I'll be honest with you. I've been looking to get rid of all my 1792 because I just don't drink that much and whatnot. He's like, I will do you a deal. I'll give you the whole vertical, including the port, for $500.
Wow.
I said,
wow.
I'm like, where is the trap? He's like, you talking to me on my home phone. You can tell he's old because his home phone is quite important to him. Like, you're talking to me on my home phone. And
I remember when you got that deal. If you go back to like when your Instagram started, you posted the vertical.
Remember the day I opened it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the second post on my Instagram.
Yep.
Was not a video live. It was crazy. So he sent me 2 single barrel, 2, and he's like, anything I have on this shelf here is yours for $500. So I thought he was just sending one of each, but no. So right now I can proudly say I have a 1792 12-year, right?
Oh, that's a good bottle. That's a good bottle.
I open it and drink almost all of it because I have another one.
That's a good question. Did that vertical include the 225th anniversary?
Right here. 225th anniversary right here.
I just saw one of those go for $400 and it blew my mind.
The lies.
It blew my mind. I was like, what in the world is happening here?
So I have that. He sent me 3 of the small batch because he's like, I just don't want them.
Sure.
1 single barrel, and he sent me every single one of them, including the port. And he kept apologizing because the port, the plastic came off a little bit, so he sipped when he was shipping, and he kept apologizing. I saying, no, you give me a hell of a deal. I don't apologize.
Sure.
It was one of those things where it was crazy, but that was the first time I knew that there were people that could be on a secondary market because that's the only outlet they know to sell stuff, but truly are good people that they really want someone to have it because that's really what they're here.
Bourbon in Indiana said over on Instagram, he said, not as bad as people flipping Heaven Hill Green Label. Yeah.
Hello
from Maryland. Hello, Maryland.
What's up from Maryland? So the one thing you have to keep in mind is that there's some bourbon that I have, and the craziest one is that I don't think about opening it.
Sure.
So it's not that I won't open it, but I don't think about opening it.
Yeah.
And do you know which one it is? Somebody had to post it for me to think about it again. Like, shit, I never opened this. I've had it for 4.5 years. It's Clyde May.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have Clyde May sitting where? Yep, right here. Clyde May. 10 years. Clyde May. Let's see. Clyde May. Straight.
Okay. That's
selected
the 92?
by non-filter.
The 92.
Selected by here. And I have another Clyde May. I have about 5 of them, and a couple of them were given to me by one of my friends in that 110. proof. It's just weird. Just never opened it. And it's Alabama style whiskey and just never opened it.
So those interested me. So the store I'm at, they did a pick and they made this big deal about how it's Alabama style whiskey and yada yada yada. And then you flip it around and you look at the back and it says distilled in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, man, the lies you tell.
If people can just read, right?
So okay, that's going to segue into something I want to ask you. What's one brand that you felt totally gypped and lied to about that just pissed you off besides Chattanooga?
Everybody knows
something that you had that you enjoyed for what it was and then found out it was something else. Okay. If that makes sense.
I guess I've always been a nerd.
Sure.
So I truly believe in the ability to read my bottles and know what it is. But I would tell you, honestly, there's maybe 2 bottles in the time I've had that actually didn't impress me so much, but everybody make a big deal out of it. And then they tell me, go try a different year. The first one is Michter's 10 bourbon.
Okay.
Michter's 10 bourbon for me was a lie. For the price that it is, I don't believe it is anything to go to church about.
Sure.
So that's the only product of Michter's that I'll usually go, the lies y'all are telling. That's not it. The second one, don't hit me for y'all don't come after me for this. It's Cream of Kentucky.
Okay. That's fair.
Cream of Kentucky is a damn lie. Because I believe it was sold on the fact that Jim Rutledge or whomever, created this thing and he's the master distiller. And I'm like, okay, if he's the master distiller that worked at this distillery before and this distillery before. And I even told this to Bourbon Jeepers. I said, Bourbon Jeeper, the first thing I'm giving you when you're in Omaha is my Cream of Kentucky. You can have it. You can drink the rest of it and have it. And I will tell you right now, Cream of Kentucky was the biggest lie of 2020. Not today. Now, those are the 2 bottles that I felt like the honest hype was not it. Like the honest hype,
Sure.
So because people weren't facetious, right? People weren't trying to mislead people because the marketing on that wasn't huge. The one thing was, hey, is this master distiller? Is this master distiller? Or is this person? So give it you have to give it a try. And nope. No.
So here's the one that did it for me. So it's a distillery out of Atlanta, Georgia called Old Fourth Distillery. Back in 2019, they released a bonded single barrel that I thought was absolutely fantastic. It blew my mind, wrote a big thing about it. And then come to find out that it was sourced from MGP. I was really pissed because if you go to their website and read about their bourbon, there's not a single part in the write-up that they write about their bottle
that the bourbon is
that it's sourced. It's you have to look on the bottle and see that it's sourced. So here's what they exactly, and this really irked me. So made by a single distillery in a single season, aged in a federally bonded warehouse, at least 4 years old. Bottled at 100 proof, aged in new white American oak, produced in the U.S., nothing added but water. You just gave me the guidelines for bonded whiskey. Like, that's not...
Right.
And then it's unfiltered, it's single barrel, and it's very limited. But not once does it say anywhere on here that was sourced. And that really bothered me. It was good whiskey. I thought it was fantastic. But just be honest. It's okay It's okay to source a product. Just be honest about it. So yeah, that's the one that grinded. That's the one that grinded my gears.
It's honestly, you guys need to tell me Kentucky Owl. Really? Which Kentucky Owl you felt like was what you were bamboozled by? I want to know.
Anything after batch 6, I feel bamboozled.
Cream of Kentucky was Blue Run Wannabe. That's what we have here. Jim scammed us all. Okay. Mixter's 10 is fantastic. Nothing but exciting like a Stack Junior or no Forester president. You know what? I'm gonna put it out there because apparently my friends in Kentucky don't love me that much. I'm gonna put a PSA out there to all of you guys in Kentucky, and that, you know, I even told Tim, but Tim ain't got time during the day. He's have to be a dad. I even asked a few people, and they're like, "Oh, I won't get it for you." But then they post about it. I felt like is probably the coolest thing. But if you're in Kentucky, if you're in Louisville, do me a favor. I never asked for anything, but I want one thing. If you are able to get an Old Forester presidential, I will pay you the money once you find it. So please get me one. I've had a sip. The last time I was in Kentucky, I was right in front of the bottle, and oh my God, that Old Forester presidential was just beautiful. And everybody made it sound like it was probably the biggest unicorn of Louisville. You can't get it if you want to. But if anybody is able to grab that one, you'll be my forever. Old Forester presidential. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. You still don't have one.
Brother, none of you motherfuckers in that room that day even try to get me one. Everybody say you have to wait for the day's release, and it's the day that day that you got to come and jerk off a priest, kiss a nun, and kiss a baby before you actually get it. I'm like, is it that?
True. It's true.
So that's
all right, over here talking trash. I see it.
Our team pay a premium for it. Well worth it. Okay. No problem at all. But the Old Forester presidential for sure is what I had to tell kids and none. But the Old Forester presidential is probably one of the first. And this brings me to my question. Where is the one bourbon that you took a sip and you went, this shit's just good? This shit's just good. Like, there's nothing to be said. This shit good. One bourbon.
Oh, man. Old Carter Batch 2 American.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
First time I ever sipped that, the whole room went quiet. Everyone who was trying it was just nothing. Nothing.
Oh, God.
There you go. God. There you go.
Dude, I don't try to collect a lot of stuff. But I told myself one thing. I'm not going to miss out on any Old Carter.
Sure.
I made a really good friend. Old Carter American 3. Okay.
Ooh.
Old Ezra 7 years. Somebody say Old Carter batch 1. Batch 3 is coming up. What do you call it?
I think I have batch 6 that was fucking great.
Somebody said Bus Hog.
Bus Hog, sure.
Somebody said Little Book 4. Parker's Weeded is also one of them. Old Carter batch 5 American. For me, it blew me away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
So the first one is probably the first bourbon I've tasted and went, what the fuck? That just blew me away. Was Blanton's, straight from the barrel, dumped January 2019. No, January 14, 2019. I'm saying that one because that is particular.
Sure.
Blanton is a single barrel, so you have to. The dump is definitely it.
Yeah, agreed.
The second one, when it comes to bourbon, I would definitely say, when I put my mouth on some Old Carter, the first Old Carter that I've had, yeah, that was it. That was it for me, because the one thing it reminded me of is that there is such a thing as, but I would tell you, I forgot about Old Carter when I had a sip of that Old Forester Presidential. Like for a second, I forgot about Old Carter. I forgot about everything. For a minute there, I was right in that zone. I'm like, oh my God, this bourbon is so good. So on my trip now to Kentucky, that's my goal. My goal is to make sure that I stop there to see, when are y'all having, since Kentucky's open now, right?
100%.
Yep. So I'm going to jump there early in the morning, 6 o'clock. Y'all got some Old Carter, some Old Forester Presidential. I'm here for all of it. So that's truly. Somebody is saying that they have Cambodian breast milk from the Bronx. Oh my God. Who brought OJ in here?
You totally read that.
You know, I'm gonna stop reading OJ's comments because he does it on purpose. So I think is Barstown Discovering 4 we have here.
It's another great bottle, sure.
Say, Jack, hook a man up if you do. Okay. No, you know me. I don't care. You know what, OJ? You are fired from this live. I can't believe I even read it. This is what OJ does. He come on my live and starts. But yes, those were the bourbon that actually truly did excite me as a person, and I was quite impressed by them. Let's OJ, go back on into your Bronco. Let me see. Let's talk about what we're looking forward in bourbon.
Looking forward.
Yeah, we have about a good 12 minutes to go.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to this year when it comes to bourbon?
Oh man. I'm looking forward to trying and getting a hold of the Russell's 13-year-old barrel strength.
Russell 13-year-old. Okay.
I'm looking forward to trying Elijah Craig's single barrel strength.
Okay.
I'm interested how Four Roses is going to do this year, because the last year and a half, 2 years, they really limited a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of curious what their small batch, was it small batch select?
Uh-huh.
Or small batch select, whatever, the limited, small batch limited select, whatever the hell that is. I'm interested to see how that turns out. Yeah, I think that's it. There's a couple craft guys I'm keeping my eyes on that have some stuff resting in barrels that I'm excited to see. But I'd say Maine whiskey or national brands, those are the things that I'm looking forward to.
I'm actually looking forward to the Wild Turkey toasted barrel.
Okay.
To see how they're going to do it. Looking forward to I think Old Forester is coming up with something. I forget. And definitely the Elijah Craig barrel. Elijah Craig barrel, single barrel proof. I'm very curious about that as well. Curious to see what Alan Bishop is going to bring us this year.
Yep, agreed.
I look forward to what he brings out every year. Michter's 2021. I'm really trying to see what that's going to be like on the Michter's. I can't wait to try the Booker's line. the brokest line. I think the 2021 batch 2 is out now. It's not in Nebraska yet, but it's almost. I've been seeing it around now. Every year I look forward to Booker's. If you guys know me, I'm a big Booker's fan, so I look forward to that truly. But mostly, I I do look forward to a lot of Scotch that are coming, or more than bourbon, because the bourbon market for me, as far as future hope, is so saturated,
Yeah.
and everybody and their baby mama will try to get themselves a bottle, then flip it, and you create enemies, and people end up just fighting for whiskey. Really, it's just whiskey, and it just turned into something that is not memorable anymore. So if I have one wish for the bourbon community, is start making more friends
Hmm.
and stop trying to take money away from your people. That's really what I would say. I've done trade myself. I've done a few things myself as far as making sure somebody gets a bottle. You and I, we it goes without saying, you know, we if you find a bottle, you usually text me like, "Hey, do you have this? Do you need it?" But that should happen more. So
Hmm.
we create a true community that help each other versus actually saying, "I'm gonna go to the store." Like, I have store owner that will offer me bottles, and they'll be like, "Well, I have two of them," and I'll be like, "Oh, I'll take one.
Sure.
Leave one for the next one of your next guy." Reason why is because truly, that's how you help the other person. A
Yeah.
lot of people, will just come and say, "Oh, give me all three because I'm gonna use it to flip it and get something else, and or I'm gonna use it to be able to push, get something better out of someone."
Yeah.
And if you're doing it and you believe that's the right thing to do, good for you. But honestly, I cannot consider you a friend if you do that, because for me, you are not trying to help others. You are looking out for number one.
Yeah.
And selfishness is how every envy and every stupid things happen on the market. So that would be my wish. Do you have a wish for the bourbon community?
I think I kind of have to piggyback on that because that really speaks to me because yeah, it's oversaturated. It's there's literally people posting stuff and asking, "Hey, how much can I get for this secondary?" When like we should just be opening our stuff and drinking it. It's a bummer. Would really hope going forward that more of us are drinking bottles and opening bottles and sharing them with friends and not hoarding bottles to flip them for your own personal gain.
Yeah.
That would be my wish for going forward.
Um, let's go to the part of the show that we all love so much. That's probably, the part of the show that we love so much. Part of the show is advice that does not suck, right? So,
I'll be honest. I got nothing this week.
what?
I I'm tired. Had a long day. I'm I don't know if I got any juice in my tank to give you any advice that doesn't suck.
Advice that does not suck. Like, you know, respect goes a long way.
Sure.
So I will go with mine.
Okay.
And this one is gonna come out of left field. So do not come for me. Internet. It's gonna be Father's Day this weekend. It's gonna be Father's Day this weekend. And there is an African proverb or advice that moms or older grandpas will give their kids and they or grandkids. And the saying goes, you can play with your mom breast, but you can never play with your dad testicles. They always used to tell us that, right? You can play with your mom breast as a kid. You can play with your mom breast because you feed off of it. but you can never play with your dad testicle. And this goes to say every time you do not respect your dad as the man of the house or
Mm.
your grandfather or seeing a man figure in your life, the first thing they will tell you is a man in a house have as much of power and is the foundation of your home. So you can play with your mom's breast, but you can never play with your dad testicle.
All right.
Those
All
two
right.
things gave you life and brought you into this planet, but you can play with one, but you can never play with the other one. African proverb, very out, very left
Respect.
field, but it is
Respect.
actually the one thing that they actually. So my advice that does not suck is that for those who have a good relationship with their father, that made them the man that they are today, be sure to actually embrace them and love them for who they are, as an unperfect as they may be. They turned you into a man, become a man, and embrace you for who also you became as a man.
Mm.
But it's gonna be Father's Day. I know people, that used to be me. That used to be me a few years back. On Father's Day, I would look at my phone and I do want to call my dad, but I was so angry that I didn't want to call. I didn't want to talk to them. And for that reason, somewhere I had to make the decision to go, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm still going to call him.
Mm.
And it may not be a pleasant conversation, but I will not be guilty. I will not
Sure.
feel any guilt because I did my due diligence as a son. As a man, I did my part to call him and say, I don't even, it's not for Happy Father's Day. It's more like, hey, dad, hope you're doing well. That was it.
Sure.
I don't say Happy Father's Day or anything. It's just say, hope you're doing well, and come with a very friendly, non-confrontational way to go about it. Even if I was, I had anger and wasn't it, I'll still keep it quite G to go, hey, hope you're doing well. He will ask about my family. And any conversation that go past that is like, gotta go, dad. Glad you're doing well. God, things are great. I'm out. So
Mm.
that's always what it's been. Till later on we develop a better relationship. It's hard to be a man. For all the men that are here on the show, I always say it's hard to be a man. It's harder to be a black man. And for anybody that is a parent that have other men that they're raising, remember that one day they are gonna become men. I'm not fortunate yet to have a son, but I have a daughter, which is actually even 10 times worse because now I really have to look at things in multiple ways. But for people that have sons like you always have to keep in mind that you are what he will ever model to what a man is like.
Sure.
So that would be my advice that does not suck. That would be my this Monday advice for all of you guys that if you have a good relationship with your dad this Sunday, make sure you take him out or whenever you get some time and have a good time as your reminder to actually be a dad. For all of you guys, for all the guys here that don't have a dad anymore, they are in our prayers and we hope they rest in peace. And for all of you guys that are raising other men, remember that one day they are the one that will, be modeling you as another man. Tim, tell the people where they can find you.
You found me on Instagram at Single Barrel Snob, whiskey news and reviews with modernthirst.com, YouTube, Modern Thirst. Yeah, that's it for right now. Jack, what's good? Where can the good people find you?
You can find me anywhere. It's Hood Sommelier on IG, Facebook, and Instagram. We just found out the secret that we can be on IG, Facebook, and YouTube and IG everywhere. So every Monday, we're gonna be on all the places now. It's gonna be great. Um, Keep in mind, make sure you actually support us. We make sure that this channel is running and we here every Monday. Either you getting a badge here or you become a member of a YouTube channel. I appreciate any support that you send my way. Um, We also have a community podcast for people that are still want to review things. I know people have had recording that they've been holding on forever. It's going to be time for us to put more content out there. The Truth is Barrel Proof podcast, a community podcast, 5 minute review. Take a sip, tell us something about the bottle, and go ahead and give us a review. I open this platform for everybody that really feel like they can actually review a bottle and help other people while they're shopping to be able to grab something that they want. I appreciate you guys watching. As usual, I cannot wait to see what the future holds. I'm grateful for you. I love you, bud. I hope
Love you, buddy.
better. And for all of you guys watching on YouTube, Facebook, and that, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I can't wait. I truly cannot wait for what the future holds for us. Happy Father's Day for all the fathers. And we'll see you next time.
Cheers, dudes.
Cheers. Cheers.